Look.
He turned
No. Oh, you ain't gonna tell me. I try to flip him and the
he turned the bottom.
Yeah,
Nobody's talking to you. Call the floor.
What's up, guys? I've had a great week. I have 2 sessions to show, including one with the $500 buy-in. I had one in the middle of the night on Sunday where I ran 100 up to 1,000. The big hand in that one, I flopped a set of jacks with $300 and I got in a 4-way all-in and ended up taking down a $1,000 pot. What kills me the most is actually not that I didn't record that hand, but that I didn't record a hand where I made an insane fold. One of the best folds I'll ever make in my life. I folded queens full with pocket queens. I'm going to simulate it at the end and then talk about the hands, but before I do that, let's get into the main sessions. In this first session, which again was after that big one I talked about in the intro, I buy in $100. I wake up with 5-6 off, and after seeing a couple of $10 limps, I know this pot could get big if I hit, so I limp as well. The next player raises $50, which I don't like. I'm hoping to see a lot of people call so I can call as well. Only one guy calls, but I decide that's good enough for me. If I can hit, I'll triple up. Flop is actually good. I hit a pair with an open ender. We go all in. Let's hit this.
No.
After rebuying in for 200, I'm in the big blind with Jack 3 suited.
I don't know. She slid it in pretty nice. It happens.
Yeah, they're not they'll never go away, they subside.
No, we're learning something. Come on, keep teaching. 10. They just subside until you work them out, or they just subside?
They just subside.
So you'll forever have them.
You'll forever, yeah. So,
I check here, 1, to look weak and scared, and 2, to keep the pot small, out of position. I don't want to inflate the pot, and then he catches or I get counterfeited. These weird 2 pairs, usually I'll play pretty conservatively.
Until you flare it up again.
I like where I'm at on the river, so I lead out.
Not a big fan of knots in my shoulders.
He raises, which is really interesting. I'm only worried about like Jack 9 or if he limped pre with pocket 9s. But my read just tells me I'm good, so I call. He actually caught 2 pair, but mine's still better.
Better to go.
you're right-handed.
Thank you. So free info for those of y'all that play with me. I raised $10 here in the button. I do this with a good range of hands. As I said before, when you're in position acting behind everyone, that really helps with a few things, like, for example, your reads. And this also allows me to be the last aggressor in hands. I prefer to be the person leading out rather than calling. This is part of the whole pot control idea. Pot control is not just about keeping the pot small and manageable. It's about being the player who is sort of in control of the actions. This raise is interesting. It's small, but I think he does have that ace. Probably with the small kicker. I almost fold immediately, but I realize I can hit a jack here for a straight. I don't like calling here with players behind who could check raise, but it's just $10.
Funny.
He leads out again, which tells me he might be strong or at least likes his hand. So I don't want to show strength yet because I have this board crushed. River checks to me. Now, I like when I know I'm good and it checks to me on the river. I usually throw out $100 like this because it looks bluffy. Top pairs always call this looking to make a hero call. I don't think he had an ace after he folds, but we take down this pot.
How much for that full bet?
12.
Quick hand here. Pocket fives in the big blind.
Four player. First check. Ten. Or 10.
This is similar to that hand in the last vlog where I flopped a set of aces. Sometimes you flop so strong that nobody has anything. So this is just kind of a lesson to not confuse the strength of your hand with how much you expect to make.
I wasn't gonna make nothing on that. Nobody had a king.
Check guard.
Last hand, we're up about 100. Bomb pot time. Now, as y'all have seen before, with middle or bottom set, I usually just check these on the flop. Sometimes if all I have is bottom set, I'll fold to pot size bets. The top board, I can hit the nut straight with the 4.
Anybody need service? Okay. Say we need a trip. Check, check. Check, check. 15. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sad to see you go, but thanks for playing. Good luck, Steve. Steve, you just got here, man. Okay, good luck. Good luck to all you gentlemen.
The river comes and I like where I'm at. I initially want to throw out a bet, but I see the guy on my left is about to lead out. So my plan is for him to bet with others calling, and I either call or raise.
50. Bet.
He leads out and it folds all the way around to me. This is a looser player who I saw wasn't playing well, so I know I have him beat on at least one board, so I want to raise here.
Go 100.
How many?
100.
100. 100 to go. Total. It's 100 to go.
He thinks I called and he starts to show his hand.
Are you folding?
Are you folding or calling? Sorry?
Are you folding?
It's 100.
It's a raise to 100.
Okay, calling then.
Call.
I have 7s on both.
3 of a kind sevens on both boards.
You got it straight on the bottom? We got an A.
Full.
Oh, it's nasty.
7th full and 3 of a
Good
kind.
hand, sir.
Thank you.
I'm at 590. My OCD wants me to get to 600, but I decided to call it here because I did come into this session a bit tired and I'm happy with this profit in just an hour and a half. I sleep and then come to Royal. It's VIP Monday, which means I don't have to pay for time all day. I don't play as much as I've wanted to on this day, but I fit this one in and I buy in $500. I actually choose this spot to buy in 5 because there was a player who was running hot that was sitting on seat 9. And I honestly wanted to target them. This player apparently had gotten lucky in some spots and had a stack of about 1,300. Now, they did end up leaving pretty soon after, so that was unfortunate, but this table was still good. So I'm dealt pocket kings and I raised to $50 with the hopes of isolating to 2 or 3 of us.
Just in case you need.
Unfortunately, we get 3 callers, so I want to play this very carefully, even if I have an overpair to the board. The dealer has different plans. He says, you don't have to worry about having an overpair, and he puts an ace on the board. At this point, my king's got to be crushed by someone with an ace, so we got to just give up on this hand. Every now and then, I see players just write out kings or queens or jacks in this spot when it's obvious someone has flopped an ace. Sometimes I see them raise in these spots, and in my head, I'm like, why are you raising? Don't do this, guys. Heads up maybe as a C-bet, okay, but in a multi-way spot like this, just lose the minimum. In this hand specifically, my mic wasn't plugged in, so the audio might sound a bit off, but we'll just roll with it.
Bust me up. That's so sick. Oh yeah.
Oh, whoa. You better hurt.
Queen. It's queen.
No, you need to get your own card. You almost mucked it.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, but that's bad.
Well, no, I mean, I was just trying to turn them over.
So the player on my left throws his cards down in excitement, but they land face down, almost being a muck. Obviously, he's never mucking.
Yeah, don't throw the card.
What do you have?
120.
No, because they do that. No, they might.
That was a good catch.
You didn't table them.
No, I went like this and they bounced.
He turned up.
No. Oh, you ain't gonna tell me. I try to flip them and they
Yeah, he
bounce.
turned about.
Yeah, you saw that.
Hey, look. Alright, so.
I just want to know.
No, not mine.
Nobody's talking to you. Call the floor.
No, I know. No, he wouldn't turn me.
No,
The car's down.
No,
and they bounced.
He's never mucky.
Up here, the other one that's over here.
Yeah.
Not touching the mud car.
He happy. He got cardboard.
Just trying to get his money.
Yeah, I know.
I just put my hands up, turn them over.
Hey, why would you ever look that? At first, I don't agree with this guy who's trying to say it's a mug. He obviously has a motive to say so, but actually, he has a point. If the rules are that if the cards touch the muck or floor, then the hand's dead, then the pot really is his. I never try to win pots this way, but rules are the rules. There you go. You wanted to make the vlog. That's going to make the vlog. We're going to see what they say. This is going to make the vlog. Because I want to, this is going to be interesting what they say.
In the future, don't do that.
Yeah, clearly not. I just got excited.
Just, you can do this like this.
Hey, that's how I do it.
That's more of an impact. Look.
That's how I do it. Here we go.
So, I mean, the way the dealer explained it was absolutely right. Like, it doesn't touch the muck. He doesn't pick them up and he turns his hands over. So, technically, we're going to keep the pot the way it is. But you have to be, like, more careful. You know what I mean? As soon as he had picked up one of the cards or whatever, that hand is 100% dead.
Yeah,
you just got completely lucky that it went into the tray.
Throw him 100 back. Throw him 100 back.
He's a 100.
Hey, I'm back.
Maybe that corner fell off the floor.
You're lucky to land on the floor or the mug or touch the dealer.
I don't know what you're trying to do by throwing him like that. Warren's going to get 1 million views on that one.
It's over.
Hey, gonna make some.
Did you record it?
The floor ends up saying that the ruling stands since the cards didn't touch the muck or dealer. So the player on my left gets lucky, but lesson learned, guys. Just face your hands face up, and as exciting as the game gets, stay calm and professional. I'm in the button in this hand with 8-7. I typically just call in this spot, but I decide to raise. And honestly, it's not a great raise. If I face a 4-bet, I have to fold.
25. But the day before that, though, I put like 4.
Fortunately, there's no 4-bet, and we go 4 ways.
Want me to do Wapple Wad?
I flop open-ended, and this raise is almost too big for me to call, even with the open-ender. But I know if I hit, I know I'll get all the money. I do like this call here. It guarantees if I hit, I'll double up.
All in.
Tough spot. I got 8 outs max. I would have called 100, maybe 2, but I still have 3 behind and she has me covered, so I let it go. Let me know if y'all are gambling $300 to make 1,000 here. 3 hands later, I get pocket 4s. I can see myself making 200 plus here, so I call. Now earlier before the king's hand, I did hit a set of 4s already to win a small pot. I got to about 600, but then came down to 520 before I got dealt the kings. My stack has dwindled even further. Come on, dealer, let me hit this 4. A guy to my left calls. I'm not sure if he has a weak queen or is on a straight draw. A lot of people raise in this spot with the set, but I don't mind calling and letting my set get to 3 or 4 ways. They hold up pretty well in these spots, especially when the board pairs. I should still have them crushed, and I want to make the most, so I bet half my stack to set up for a river all-in.
All the cards in the world, man. That's filthy.
You put us there, man.
Yes.
Ooh, a set.
I know you caught this.
We got a boat. Oh, Martin, that was slick right there.
That's twice as good set of fours.
30 minutes later, I'm down pocket fours again. This board is pretty dry, so I'll decide to slow play it a little and not scare anybody off. Let somebody catch maybe a high card.
Temperature. Oh, look. 3 weeks. They carved me up like Wagyu beef.
Now, it checks me on the river. I don't think this guy is very strong, but I still want to bet big here to look a little bit like I'm bluffing, and hopefully he'll call, trying to make a hero call.
I'm just like, can't fight it. So I'm
Do
just,
you have fours again, bro?
oh, yeah, you
Get
know.
the out of here.
Get the heck out of here.
That's his third set that he flies.
I had 7 deuce. I would have got you.
Oh, that would have been nasty.
I would have got you.
I even called it, bro. Like those fours again, that's sick.
That's the 3rd time he done hit
Set
on the flop.
with fours.
It's literally carrying my session, man.
That boy
It's
loves
literally carrying me.
rolling. Dude, if he hit another set of fours, bro, you gotta get a deal with the whole pot, bro.
Wow.
5 minutes later, another pocket pair. We go 6 ways to the flop. There are clubs on this flop and a 10, so I want to lead out, and a 10 and any club draws are definitely calling.
What are you doing, man?
The raise here is interesting. Could be a set over set situation, but I'm just not reading that it is. So I decided to re-raise.
200?
Reyes, you raised 200.
Get out there, Martin.
Get out of there. I'm saving you money.
I have 2 pair. You beat that?
You're live, I'll tell you
have
that.
an over pair. I know you have an over pair.
So I want to talk about playing poker like in a friendly way. There are probably about 3 people that I play with, that I play friendly against. I recommend do not do this. It will cost you hundreds of dollars in the long run. He has about 130 behind. Anybody else, I would be quiet so they can call with 2 pair. I could definitely be raising here with an overpair as he thinks I'm doing.
You could either
You
you could run it twice, or I'll give you 75 back if you call, or you could fold. That's the deal.
I believe you.
You didn't have no 2 pair.
Just that one. I had 10 dudes.
You got deuces. I knew it.
Oh, you were drawing dead.
No, he hit a 10.
I had 10 dudes.
Oh yeah, a 10 gets you.
Hit a 10.
But
He's
then when
what
he
you
said
said?
that, I knew he had a set.
Yeah.
I paid it nice.
Damn, Martin, you hitting it. All the sets.
I sort of let him know that I'm ahead. I don't mind him saving his 130 or so here because I remember a couple weeks ago we were at the lodge and I 3-bet to $100 with pocket kings pre-flop. 2 guys called me and it was this guy's turn to act. He decided to fold despite having solid odds because he knew I had a big hand and he didn't want to win by cracking me. And it turns out he would have outflopped me and he would have cracked me. But instead I ended up taking down a $950 pot to profit over $650. So yeah, there's few times where it comes back to help you, but I recommend just play your game. I always try to have good sportsmanship and respect for everyone in the game. And I'll be friendly off the table, but at the end of the day, we're all there to play a game where we take each other's money and just do that without making anything personal.
If you never say that, I call.
Which machine you got?
Straight up.
Which way? Going this way?
Yeah. That's the thing, man. It's like, I wanted you to save your money. You know what I mean? Like, you were supposed to go broke there. That was a cooler hand.
Never works.
On that hand. Not literally. I never call you bro. I meant on the... I never call you bro.
Now, I want to get into this crazy fold. It was a session I didn't film. I'm in for $300 exactly. I get dealt queens in middle position. And this guy open raises $25 under the gun. Immediately, I put him on a big pair, aces, kings, or jacks. So I call, and this lady calls as well. Flop is ace 10-10, lady checks, gentleman checks, and just the way it checked to me, I easily wrote out that he had aces or ace king. The turn is a queen, lady checks, he bets $25. I just called to set up for a good river raise. The river is a king, he snap shoves all in, and I have 250 behind. Pot was only 125, and right away I'm thinking, I think he has kings and he hit a boat. So what should be a snap call for most people has me in the tank. And really, I don't like taking long thinking or acting, partly because I want the game to go fast and partly because I don't want to waste people's time. But I take about 20 seconds to think and I just want to fold. I call the clock on myself for 30 seconds, which I've done a couple times when it's hard to fold, but I'm just feel unbeat. And like 10 seconds into the timer, I just kind of show the guys next to me my hand and I fold. They're confused, like, how do you fold that? And almost right after, the guy shows kings. And I just get up, like, not celebrating, but kind of excited. Like, wow, I couldn't even believe the laydown I made. And at the table, we were just talking about the hand for the next 10 to 15 minutes. But yeah, guys, reads are important in poker. They help you get away from tough spots, and on the flip side, they help you make good calls too. Like, I've taken down some pretty good pots calling with just a pair or even ace high. I try to talk about how to make these reads when I go over my hands. Like in vlog 1, I mentioned that some people only raise $25 with big pairs and sometimes just aces and kings. So that's why it's important to focus and be rested. And this hand was very similar to the one you could find on YouTube, where this woman folds queens full of aces. I'll leave the link down below. But after rewatching that and sort of being in her shoes, I can tell you that it's actually the king on this board that allows her to make this great fold. Because with ace queen, it's hard to put somebody on aces with this board she's on. And that king, along with the big shove and maybe even a tell or two that the guy gives, allows her to make her read and make the fold. So yeah, that hand right there for me was my highlight of the week. Good plays like that really allow the momentum to keep going, because imagine if I make that call, I got to claw back from down 300 rather than down 50 while being on tilt. These 2 sessions, I made almost 800 profit in 5 hours. I hope to keep the momentum rolling for March. I've gotten more feedback and input, so I want to just keep improving these videos to make great vlogs for you guys to watch. But thank you guys for watching, and those of you that stay tuned every week, like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week.